Just grab them in the brisket.
All right, guys, we're just going to jump right into the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. Just want to say thanks for the listen. Aldan, hit him up in the business.
Right off the bat, man. I love it. I love it, guys. You can find us on Twitter is at Grab the Brisket. Facebook, Instagram, both one and the same. You guys know it. It's at Grab 'em in the Brisket. And if you need to email us, because we need you to email us, we love the response. Obviously, positive or negative, we love it. It's grabinthebrisket@gmail.com. And we will read them all.
Yeah, please. And actually, if you know John's personal email, go ahead and feel free to send a couple of there.
I will not get them.
He's been hacked.
Yeah, John was hacked. And you received 4,000 emails within about an hour, I guess.
Yeah. Every time I go in there and try to delete one of these emails, I get like 1,000 more. So
yeah, teaches you, right?
We're sharing it now.
Would you have your password set up like 1, 2, 3?
No. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Way to go. Guys, it's been a week. A whole week's went by.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had some badass grilling this weekend. The pork steaks, phenomenal.
Yeah. Can I just
sure.
interrupt
Go
you
ahead.
just 1 second?
I wish you would. I really wish you would interrupt me,
It would
James.
be the same if you didn't.
Let me just go ahead and just catch people up to speed for the maybe possibly the new listeners that might be their first time tuning in. Give them kind of an idea of what they can expect. They're going to find in this podcast. So we have a 90-second beer review coming up shortly. We do feature a couple of barbecue wins, fails, what have you, towards the end. And then we'll talk about something barbecue related or beer related. I mean, it really just depends. I mean, sometimes we just go off the rails and we just talk about whatever we want.
Completely unrelated.
Exactly. And that's basically just Grabbing the Brisket podcast. I mean, we're going to talk anything and everything, except for we won't really get into religion or politics or anything like that. But I will say this: did you guys see Trump at the college football game last night?
He got a huge ovation, bro.
It did. They were like chanting
solid.
like USA, USA.
Yeah, it was solid.
That's
Nice.
Did you see Vince Vaughn?
I did.
rubbing elbows with him a little bit.
Really?
And
Yeah,
that-
I didn't see that.
Oh, he caught a lot.
He caught a lot of
of
slack
crap
for it.
on
Really?
Twitter. Yeah, they're blowing him up. They're like, "Yeah, this guy's done." And everybody's like, "This dude's finished."
They're like,
That's the dumbest shit I've
want to
heard.
cancel Vince Vaughn,
That's
basically.
stupid. I love Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, because apparently, I guess there's a Wedding Crashers #2 in the works.
And I'll watch the shit out of it. Because
Yeah,
the first
well.
one was
Not anymore.
phenomenal.
Yeah, so
I mean-
R.I.P. Vince Vaughn.
Well, I don't know. If they do Red Crashes number
Yeah,
2 and they
bummed
put
that.
they put titties on video, we going to watch it. Who's not going to watch that?
Yeah, no, Vince Vaughn's awesome. I mean, old school. I mean, they're all great. Yeah.
Well, how's everybody's week been? Like, for
I know.
real.
I know. Maybe you'll get cut off. Maybe you start talking, and then you get cut off on what?
Jan, can I just
do
one
an
second?
agenda?
Can I just interrupt
Fine, go
you?
ahead.
Well, no, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead, James.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get down to it.
No, I was just trying to say we're bouncing off a whole week. We are kind of neighbors. We do kind of see each other quite a bit, but we don't see each other every single day or whatever else. Maybe you and John do, James, or you.
Yeah,
and,
we do.
You and James do, Aldan, or whatever. But I mean, typically, if it's during the work week, I'm not just bouncing over all the time or whatever. But I do think we had a pretty awesome weekend. I mean, I think we had some great weather. We had some awesome food we cooked. John's Niners won.
Correct.
They did.
Texans lost. That sucked. We made some badass food. Which I think we actually popped a video on this, so we'll be able to put this out and show y'all for the Grabbing the Brisket followers. But we did the tomahawk ribeye, which I showed the video a couple times at work today. People were like, "Oh my god, the steak looks phenomenal."
Yes.
So, and then John did a A5 Wagyu
Yeah, that strip steak.
strip steak
It was
or
awesome.
something.
Yeah,
That
we'll
thing
put that out
was
too.
like butter. Like it melted on the plate. It was ridiculously looking.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did you, when you went to the store, did you say, "Hey, give me your biggest steak that you have"?
no, actually, I was between that one and a different one. This was 2.7 pound tomahawk steak. There was a 2.9 pound tomahawk. I think there was a 3 pound. I was like, ugh. I just pocketbook was starting to feel the old crunch there. You know, I started doing the math. I was like, $38 for a steak.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a big steak, though. That's feeding a lot of people.
it fed a lot of people. So
I'm sorry, guys, man. I'm gonna need you to chip in a little bit on this steak. I mean,
yeah. I didn't want to. I'm only bringing this up for a reason.
Pops be tripping. He be asking some of that money back.
We also did a little cook on the Trompo King, which I know we'll get into in a little
Trompo
bit.
King.
Trompo King. Oh, that was great.
So occasionally you'll hear product reviews, and it's going to be seasonings or just whatever barbecue tools or equipment that's out there that we'll give it a try and see what it is, and you'll get our honest opinion. Some may like it, some may not, but I mean, it is what it is. But for the most part, a lot of stuff that we've reviewed has been pretty good.
I agree.
I think so as well. I do want to get into one thing. I will say that maybe not the start of my week, but maybe midway through my week started off with a bang, which I really don't want to share that story, but I will if you guys want me to elaborate on this.
Well, you know it's Tuesday.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten into the middle of the
But I'm
week
talking
yet.
about from last week.
Oh, okay.
He's talking about the
yeah.
end of the week, like Saturday. Like
Yeah.
we went with a bang, like a bang.
Right. Okay.
Bang,
Yeah.
bang.
It sounds like you don't want to share it. So
No, he wants to share it. He brought it up.
He's got to share it.
Oh, and that's the end of that story.
You know?
I'll
On to the
share it.
next
I know
one.
the story. I can share it.
What did Mandy do?
Well, Mandy was not there for, I guess you could say, to not tell me to do something. I don't know. But, no, for real. I had a mishap in my house. Kind of shot a hole in my bathroom cabinet with a shotgun in my house.
That actually happened. We were
Yeah.
we were across
These
the
things
street.
happen.
Yeah. That actually
Yeah,
did
I mean,
happen.
you might have to elaborate a little bit on that and just explain to the folks what exactly happened, and just strictly for learning purposes.
Sure. And I will say this. Nobody was present in my house besides me. And I will preface it by saying this. We were trying to donate some stuff or whatever, and I had some sketchy people come to the house, I guess you could say. And they just they were picking up trash, for one thing. And so they're picking up trash, so I have these bags. I'm like, well, we have these bags to donate already, so I'm giving them their bags, and they're like happy. So I'm thinking like, ugh, they see how generous I am. Maybe they may come back. So I go upstairs, make sure, I'm ready to go if they come back, And
You sound very like not trusting at all. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is a cry for help for Aldan, guys. This is what Aldan's doing. He's crying for help.
Right. Yeah.
The
We're
gun
here. We're your
accidentally went off, right?
No, it did not accidentally go off.
Oh,
friends. No. It's worse than that.
he pulled the trigger.
I pulled
folks.
that trigger.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was
So-
testing to see if it was loaded.
Yeah. How does that even sound?
Well,
Think about
wasn't
this,
that
guys.
bad.
Who
That-
tests a gun
that sounds horrible.
to see if it's loaded by pulling the trigger?
You don't do that, Jam?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the safety's on. He's checking to see if safety was on. How crazy is it? Aldan, tell us, give us the real business. How about that?
So, like I say, it was. It happened very fast. I can say that.
Guns work that way.
Yeah, they do. And luckily, I didn't have like buckshot in my shotgun. It was more of like a small game or like a clay type deal. So the BBs were tiny. So it could have been worse. But like I say, nobody was there, and Mandy, she was down the street, and nobody heard it when the shot went off. And so she's already worried about that. Like, well, Jesus, what if you actually are trying to kill me? Nobody would hear that shot, That was her immediate response to that. I just had a brain fart, I guess you could say, and playing with the safety and happened to pull the trigger and shot a hole at the very bottom of my cabinet in my bathroom and sprayed wood everywhere. And yeah, so that's how Saturday started.
Wow.
Lessons learned.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Lessons learned.
One day dropping briskets, and the next day just shooting holes in cabinets. I mean, you never know. You don't know what's going to happen to the grabbing the brisket crew. I mean,
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's Aldan.
Okay.
Aldanism.
I'm glad everybody was safe.
For sure.
You guys, well, while we're into sharing stories, let me go ahead and share my little story. And for the listeners that have been around since the I'd say maybe the first episode. I don't know if this is the first or second episode where this particular story debuted, but there's a part 2 to it. And if you guys don't know, because I haven't told you, but I ran into the jackass driving the white Nissan Murano. I've confirmed it. It is a Murano. I thought it was a Rogue, but it's a Murano. So I ran into him Saturday. And again, he got me.
He got you again.
Got me again.
This guy's name is Rick, I bet.
I don't know. He
Probably
came
listen to
out
the podcast.
Yeah.
Saturday morning. I'm just driving, just all's good in the world. I think I was running to the Walmart. I think I was running to get some pickle supplies. I was going to make some pickles. Not even thinking about anything. I think I had probably the Grabbing the Brisket podcast, queued up and just driving along. Next thing you know, and just out of the corner of my rear view, I just catch a split glimpse of a white car almost just clip my bumper. And I'm like, well, that's not nice. And then gets over side to me, and I look over, and I'm like,
That fucker.
dirty. And then he didn't look over. I mean, I was just looking straight over the whole time. He never once looked over. He gunned it. He cuts me off, almost clips my front bumper. And there's plenty of room for him to go a little bit forward, but yeah, he almost clips my front bumper. Well, there's 2 cars ahead of me, and it's a 2-lane. Would you say 2-lane road or 4-lane road?
It's 2-lane heading your direction, right?
There's 2 cars ahead of him that are side by side pacing each other. So there's nowhere for him to go. And so he goes from left lane to right lane to left lane to right lane. And then he just settles on riding the middle lane, riding the center stripe until one of the cars finally decided to, I guess, give in and either speed up or slow down. And he jerked over, went around them, and went on about his business. I'm just like, and I couldn't get I got a picture of the car. I got a video of him driving. He was tailgating a little bit, but I could not get my phone out fast enough to record this jackass doing what he was doing because it was totally unsafe, very unprofessional.
As you're trying to record him with your phone.
Unprofessional. That's hilarious.
Okay, so I need to know his license plate number.
It was a dead stop.
Oh, we'll post it, Jan.
I need license plate number. I'll run it down. We'll talk to him.
His name has to be Rick. There's no doubt about it.
Wink, wink. We'll take care of this, James. Don't worry.
I think if you probably just go up to the apartment complex,
Right. Talk to your friend up there.
might be able to talk to your undercover.
I'm
actually
barred. I'm actually barred from going up there. I'm not able to do that. Yeah. Next subject. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that was actually part 3 of Nissan Murano.
Was it part 3? Okay. Second set of news or I don't know, random stuff that I come across Twitter or whatever, and you guys probably know, you probably see it, whatever. I saw that Pearl Jam's dropping a new album.
Really?
Any interest in that?
I'll check it out.
I mean, I like Pearl Jam, but
Yeah. Is it? Are they too past their prime? I mean, is it? You know what I mean?
all them 90s people are past their prime.
You don't know till you know.
Well, that's true,
Listen to
too.
it.
That is very true. I mean, I'll give it a how you say, a gander, maybe? I don't know.
Give it a listen.
I'll give it a listen. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I think so, and I think they're going to go on tour as well. So
Maybe we'll have them come do a live set on the show.
yeah, definitely. Let's invite them out there.
Yeah. Hey guys, we got $20 and a case of weird beer that you're going to be able to try with us. How about that?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, that's more than we're getting right now. So see
true.
you Tuesday.
We're paying $20.
Okay. What about? Okay, so I'm gonna segue after that. I saw where our buddy Rich O'Toole dropped a tweet today talking about his first ever cassette tape that he'd ever purchased. Now it kind of threw me back a little bit. I was like, well, how old is this dude? And he's like buying his first, media is cassette tape, or that kind of threw me off. But it also got me thinking, is like, what was y'all's first, I guess, CD you ever bought?
Mine would have been a CD. I never purchased a cassette tape. My first CD that I got for Christmas was purchased by my parents, but the first one I remember purchasing was a Van Halen Best of Volume 1. That was the first CD that I had ever bought, and it was a good one.
What about you guys?
It's kind of embarrassing. My first one was a Salt and Pepper, Very Necessary album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Push it real good.
Push
real
good.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was it.
That's awesome.
And I was bumping that shit in my
Bet you
boombox.
were.
Yeah.
dude. Everybody
Cali
was.
kid, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It was hot.
I think my first one was Dr. Dre, The Chronic.
Was it your first cassette?
That was like 2000.
That was my first CD.
Okay.
Because I remember driving to the mall here in not Pearland, but the closest mall to Pearland, and going into one of the record shops and buying that CD.
Okay.
That's a
What was
good
your
one.
first cassette tape?
Did you buy a cassette tape?
I don't know. It could have been a cassette tape. I don't know. A CD, cassette tape, whatever. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was a CD.
Back off, Jan.
No, I'm just trying to remember like when we were like kids.
Didn't you take a Beach Boys cassette tape to class?
I did not purchase it, but that was probably one of my first possessions of music was a old Beach Boys album. And I don't even remember which one it was, but it was dope. Jan?
I don't know. I want to say I think like the cassette tape was like a Brooks and Dunn, country music. I think is what it was.
Maybe a Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks or something. Yeah. CD was a Guns N' Roses Use Illusion 1 and 2. I think that's the first one I bought.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice. That is nice.
It was good. Yeah. Yep. So,
Yeah, all the cassettes I got were basically handed down from, my dad. So I didn't have to buy any. He had all the good shit, like that I liked, Def Leppard and, Rush and just different stuff that I liked to listen to at that time, but yeah, it was, I don't think I ever actually bought a cassette tape.
Yeah. Hey, before we get a little too further, Aldan, you want to introduce our guest here? You guys may hear a little noise in the background, and it's more than likely Jan probably rummaging through the cooler or throwing stuff into the trash and just
Breathing
totally
too
wrecking
heavy.
this whole podcast.
We have a guy here he's very interested in just the production of how the podcast is worked and how it goes. This is Curtis Jones.
I'm Curtis. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? I'm just gonna be a listener for today. See how you guys how you guys doing it. I like it. I like the setup. So,
Okay. Hey, Curtis, you're a little bit younger, so do you remember your first, I guess, music that you purchased?
yes, I do actually. So I was on the bus and 50 Cent with the cassette player was my first one that I ever bought. So
50 cent.
50
50.
cent.
It's not 50. It's 50.
50.
That's
Okay.
right, 50. So,
That's awesome.
so you got any more questions? Since I'm younger.
Yeah. Another
younger.
I didn't like the way he said that.
Yeah. I don't know what that even means.
Nice to meet you, Jeff. You've just been edited out.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. What is it, Garrett? Is that your name? What?
Curtis.
No, I'm just
Curtis.
kidding.
Kurt Dog.
Just giving you a hard time, man. That's great.
All right, Curtis, you ever watch Saved by the Bell?
No. I had a teacher that actually he taught theater tech, and he was in Saved by the Bell.
Oh,
He was just like a little side scene, so we watched little clips, in school.
Okay, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
so-
Did he? Oh,
Was he Zach Morris?
show me on the doll where he tried to touch you.
Everywhere.
Okay, right.
Wow.
Perfect. Yeah.
He actually got in trouble by drink. He was a theater arts teacher, and during one of his performances, he went up and he was drinking. He was drunk, and the principal fired him on spot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that guy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. He's like, I can't be creative unless I got a couple beers in me.
My creative juices.
Right. Pour me another creative juice.
Yeah. It's just mouthwash.
Yeah. Actually, that's actually a thing where people are drinking mouthwash with alcohol in it, right?
have you guys
Why?
ever tasted gumbo? You know what gumbo is?
No.
Tastes just like mouthwash.
What is it?
It's a shot.
What's in it?
Gumble.
Gumbo.
I thought that was a cartoon, Gumball.
No, next time you guys do the show, we'll bring some gumbo. You can test it out. It tastes like mouthwash.
It's got like lean in it or something. It's got like codeine.
Rumple mints?
You could order it at a bar. Just go up and ask for gumbo, is what it's called.
Gumble. Okay. Yeah, I'll try that.
You don't want to.
Okay, I won't try that.
Are we talking like cement mixer, nasty shot, or what are we
Like
talking?
mouthwash. Tastes like not like you Listerine.
Oh no. Goes down, you're like trying to get it up at the same time. Like, get out of my body. Get out of my body.
Yeah, I like Listerine. I don't know if I want to swallow it, though.
No.
No.
No. But that's what, like people that like have a hard time, like they drink a lot. They just want to keep the day going, but they can't, so go through a lot of mouthwash.
Yeah. I mean,
Do what you gotta do.
exactly.
I guess.
I'm not hating. So you're what? You're 20. You're 23.
23.
Okay, cool. 23. What's so you cook anything? You cooked a brisket, steak.
I've been trying to do steak. I've messed up a lot. I'm trying to learn. Through trial and error. But I like the Italian dress. So what I do typically is I buy a steak and then soak it for 24 hours. Use Italian dressing, and then. But I don't know a lot about cooking. I'm trying to learn. So hopefully you guys can teach me.
Yeah, definitely. Italian dressing is a phenomenal marinade, whether you're doing chicken or steaks or pork or whatever it is. Soak that for overnight or a couple hours or whatever. It does add a lot of flavor to it.
It does, without a doubt. I think that's the first thing that, when I started cooking steaks or whatever, that was my go-to, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, bring a bag. I got some steaks. I got some chicken. It was like, oh man, you marinated? You're like, yeah, I marinated this.
So what do you guys practice
holy
on?
shit.
What did you practice on? Growing up, when you're going through trying to learn how to cook, what did you practice on?
Everything. Burgers, pork chops. Mm-hmm. When you start, it really works out when you're really starting to feed yourself. When you're just cooking to cook, it's one thing, but we're like, I got to eat this. This is my dinner tonight.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
You start trying to change little things up and whatever, but man, just go camping. That's kind of where we learned from. Probably is cooking outdoors. We go camping as kids, and we have to cook everything outdoors. Mm-hmm. So we build a fire. We throw basically get the coals separated. You throw a grill over your log fire you had, and you would cook everything there, right? So it wasn't like cooking on a barbecue pit, cooking open. But man, some of the food we made was, as kids, were like, holy crap, it's really good.
That's one of my favorite ways to cook.
It is. I think back then my uncle. He was the type of person this. We're doing it this way, and if we don't do it this way, we're not eating. So you're going to get it done. So coolest thing I seen him do was taking up. Was our Uncle Gene, by the way. He would take baked potatoes and he wrap them up in tinfoil. He toss them down in the coals, and so just off to the side a little bit. So now your baked potatoes cooking, and then he pulled the grate out. Next thing he's seasoning up, and with not a whole lot of direction, because he basically give it to you. And now you're like, hey, cook the steak, season it up. And you're like, shit, I'm going to screw this up.
It was definitely...
I'm 8 years old. That's a lot of pressure.
It was terrifying shit because, Uncle Gene was like, hey, you basically got a tutorial at one point in time. You do this, whatever. Here, hey, take this, go put the meat on, or however it goes. And, you're honestly, you're terrified. You're like, I can't mess this up. If I mess this up,
6'2" giant's going to freaking destroy us in a second. I've got to be able to do this right.
Exactly.
So, that's kind of how it was. But and you're right, James, because he would give you he'd give you a small tutorial, hey, take the steaks, go ahead and season them up, and do whatever you're going to do, and then hey, move some of those coals out over here. We'll do this, and then we'll cook them. And you're like, as a kid, you're like, I'm sorry, did you say something?
Should I wrote this down?
My ADD's already kicked in, and I'm looking around like, shit, squirrel. What? What'd you say? And then you'd ask the first question hey, so I already told you what to do. Now go do it. And you're like, it sounds like he's being an asshole, but he wasn't. It's more of a teaching lesson. Hey, sometimes in life you only have one time to hear something.
You need to pay attention.
You might want to pay attention.
Exactly.
So, man, we get out, we start cooking, and we all ate. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
So
that was Curtis Jones, everybody. I think he's still nervous.
Yeah. No, he's good.
He didn't know he was going to be on. I'm seeing this breaking right now. So Luke Kuechly looks like he's retiring.
Yep, now since today.
8 seasons.
Good for him.
By the time you listen to this, it'll have been 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And breaking news.
Breaking news, he's not retired anymore.
There's been a lot of breaking news going on over the last day or two.
Well, somebody said that the Astros finally made national news. Or Houston sports has finally made national news. Not really in the good ways, right? So we have the old Astros thing going on. And then actual Bill O'Brien made national news because people are starting to think nationally that he should be fired. So that's kind of something as well.
Did y'all see that thing that said the Texans lost so bad that they fired the
the wrong
Astros
coach.
manager?
That's great. Yeah, I did see that.
That's sad.
That is pretty sad.
I did see that.
Yeah, I was confused because I was thumbing through Twitter and I really hadn't gotten to the I guess the search feed, the trending whatever. And I think it was Rich O'Toole. Somebody posted. No, it was Rich. Rich posted a meme of it was SpongeBob sitting in a booth, and he had the Astros hat on,
All right,
and then
I'm out.
behind him was the SpongeBob with the Texans hat on.
And they're
I'm
both like crying, right?
yeah, they're all just like very sad, somber. I'm like, what's going on? And then I threw it over to the trending page, and I'm like, what's happening here?
We're trending.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All that shit went fast too, man. I mean, Cora got it today as well. He gone. I mean,
Whether you're in baseball or whether you're doing a barbecue competition, I mean, if you're cheating, then
Well,
you ain't trying to win.
you ain't trying to win. So,
We do
especially in barbecue,
we do not condone cheating.
we don't.
Right.
We don't. How do you cheat in barbecue?
You don't get caught. That's how you don't cheat.
Fake smoke rings.
Fake smoke rings, saucing after it's already been in the box, seasoning it after it's already been in the box.
So do you bring a paintbrush with like red paint on it to do a fake smoke ring?
No, we went over this
Would
last
that-
time.
would that
Tender
work?
quick, bro. Tender quick.
We went
Tender
through the
quick.
whole episode.
Oh,
with
that's
this.
true.
Yeah.
There's a
You
special
don't remember
little,
'cause he was
special little
jacked up.
seasoning out there for you.
Was I present for that podcast?
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
drunk.
You were
yeah,
drunk.
for you.
Let me interject. Can I interject real quick, James? You fine with that? All right. What else
Can
we
I
got?
just say something real quick?
No.
Can I
Okay.
say something? So let's roll into the 90-second beer review.
90-second beer review.
All right.
Nice.
I like it. I think we're getting better. I'm not going to lie. I really like the harmonizing that we do right there.
Yeah. Well, we can't get any worse.
God, hope not.
We should show all the videos that we've recorded just sitting there trying to harmonize. And I mean, I'm just kidding.
That's
We've
something
never
that
done
we need to
but
figure out. Is yeah, I agree.
Wait till the music video
I
drops.
agree. I agree.
Yeah. We're actually in the works of contacting Boys to Men so they can just go ahead and drop this little sound bite for us. And I think it's going to cost us about $10,000 to get it done. But I mean,
Well-
if there's a sponsor out there and you guys want to help us out, then just contact us.
Yeah, hit them with the business. No. So, yeah, we're doing the Rogue Ales, which we've had beers from them before, and this is their Combat Wombat.
Combat Wombat.
Yeah.
They're so very creative on their names.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, and I'll let Jan describe this label. I'll just tell you it's 7.2% alcohol by volume, and I believe it's from Oregon, Portland, or Washington, or somewhere up there.
Okay. Yeah. So it was this the Rogue beer? Was this the one that also had the?
Bat Squatch.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
a Halloween beer.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I really think they're staying with a theme, right? With the other one was the bat and the Sasquatch
A little
mix.
cartoony.
This is the I guess is a wombat. I actually didn't know what a wombat actually looked like. I don't think that's what a wombat looks like, right?
It looks like a panda bear to me.
Yeah.
It looks like a messed up Care Bear that's probably tripping on a little acid.
What's
a ninja Care Bear.
What's the garbage Pail Babies? Is that garbage Pail-ish a little bit?
Those
as a
were the
kid?
best playing cards ever.
Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
Garbage
Yes,
Pail.
the Garbage
I don't know
Pail
what they're
Kids.
called, man. I don't know.
I don't know. That looks like a ninja panda to me.
It does. Yeah, he's a little badass. Some little. He has the gun belt thing going across his chest.
A little Rambo action.
So I do like it has. It actually does tell you that you're going to get a citrus out of this. It's got the lime, the orange, kind of things around. It's almost like a fruit ninja type deal.
Grapefruit.
So yeah, we really can't tell, but yeah, great. When you taste it, you definitely can tell
For sure.
Yeah, so I do like this. This is great. How many ounces is this?
16 something.
Okay.
It's a big one.
So it says so it's 1 pint 6 ounces. So it's more than 16 ounces, right?
Yeah,
A pint
definitely.
is how many ounces?
Maybe 20 ounces?
16.
Maybe a 20 ounces.
Yeah, 20 ounces. Okay.
Yeah.
1,650 milliliters for all you Europeans out there that
Right, that's
deal
20
with
ounces.
in the metric.
What's your kilometers and shit?
yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a cool little bottle here. It's so it actually gives you a pairing, which is fried cheese curds, garlic shrimp, and
Nope.
baklava.
Nope.
The first two sounded fantastic. I
Fried
think
cheese curds, garlic shrimp, and baklava.
Baklava?
Baklava.
Baklava.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
back lover.
What is that?
Baklava.
What is that?
That is
I've had that. I can't remember.
no, it's like a pastry. It's
Okay.
like honey and whatever, but I think it's German, maybe not German. Somebody out there is listening
Austrian?
right now.
Shikadance.
Shulasla.
Shawshank Redemption.
Slovakia.
Chicago.
It's a dessert originating in the Middle East, made of phyllo pastry filled with chopped nuts and soaked in honey. How you guys didn't know that, I have no idea.
Middle Eastern.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this says dedicated to our friends down under. Down under. Combat Wombat is a fusion of hazy, sour, and fruity, all tied up together with a hefty dose of Australian hops, oozing aromas of citrus and tropical fruit. Combat Wombat glows a vivid gold with notes of tart grapefruit, sweet blood orange, battle in a barrage of flavor with a fruity hop profile, but reconcile peacefully in a tangy finish. That sounds like a big mouthful of just loaded words. Like, I don't know what I don't like
Poetic.
that.
That's poetry.
Was it? Was it
Don't knock
poetic?
it.
Was it? Was it poetic?
Very, very poetic.
But reconcile peacefully in a tangy finish.
Now we become reconciled.
I think it's a little too.
as you
I
start
think
away.
I like the bottom half versus the top half. Maybe they should have just kept it a little bit simpler and sweet. It's cool that they went all out on it though.
What's that little star thing on the back?
I'm really digging this. So this is like it's like a malt sweet tart, funk and fruit. So this one tells you it's got a sweetness. It's a mild malt. It's definitely tart and definitely fruity, but no funk.
So it's like a little graph.
It is,
kinda.
yeah. And that part I actually like that.
That's pretty cool, I think.
I think that's very.
Like, I
badass.
should have looked at that before I bought it, probably.
Yep. Yeah, you probably should have.
I just saw the cool
Yeah.
panda bear that was like doing a jump kick or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'm buying that.
Why you didn't buy any baklava or any
I should have.
garlic shrimp?
I have some
is
cheese. Didn't you say something about cheese on there?
Cheese curds?
Yeah, you want some cheese?
No.
This is from Oregon, so those
There you
guys
go.
are
Hey,
higher than a kite right now, probably brewing. So yeah, but it's this is. I do like how they say this is a Rogue Combat Wombat. I know John already said 7.2% by volume alcohol, but then it has the 49 IBU and 11.6 SAM, which I think those are all like different measurements for alcohol in different places.
could be.
So,
I've followed these guys on Instagram, and I don't know, like when I think of like Oregon and Portland and like that whole
I think
vibe up
it's
there,
like being very pretty, very outdoorsy.
yeah, and a little like hippie-ish and green and whatnot.
Yeah, why not?
They like just sponsored a brand new building this new skate park up there,
Yeah.
which I don't know. I thought it was super cool.
Okay. No, I think that is. I think
they're
that is
giving
cool.
back or whatever.
What's the top of it say? It says dare, dream, or dare, risk, and dream at the very top of the bottle.
Yeah.
Which is it's a very inspirational type quotes. And I get that, but let's not confuse this, guys. We're drinking beer, right? We're men. We're not daring. We're not risking. Yeah, we're daring not to get caught by the police if we drink this damn beer and have to drive home. We're daring that. That's what you're doing by making 7.2% alcohol by volume. Only going to have one now. Dreaming my jail cell where I get busted by the police. But I guess we can go into what it is to just judge this.
Yeah. How would you rate this beer? You've
All right, so I'm going to
got
go
a little
one
back
more.
and forth on it. So
It's definitely very fruity, right? This thing does not really taste like a beer to me. It tastes more like almost like a sangria, like an orange sangria-ish beer. And I mean, it's good. I don't think of it as a beer per se. Could I drink this? Yeah, I would. Hot summer day. I feel like your wife comes out. She's wearing like 4th of July or something. She's wearing something red, white, and blue. She
yeah,
pours
something
you-
skimpy, right?
Yeah, something very skimpy.
She's a little
The-
drunk, but not like sloshed.
Yeah, well, she's not total.
Not sloppy.
She's
Right,
not-
right. She's still
Well,
classy.
she's not slutty, all right?
Right,
She's being,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
keeping it together,
Modest.
right?
Sophisticated.
Right. Sophisticated. The wind blows a little bit. She goes to pour the beer. She brings it to me. I take a drink. I'm like, whew, quench my thirst. Way to go, Combat Wombat. And then I just guzzle the whole thing. And
You
then,
just wrote a commercial, bro.
I probably did. I probably did. And I'm like, great. Now get your little butt in there and get me a real beer. Boom.
Smack her on the back
4.9%. That's what I'm giving it.
Or
4.9.
or you turn into slutty at that
Well,
point.
probably did.
4.9.
4.9.
That's good. Okay, it's pretty close to the middle of the road for you.
It is, yeah.
I'm going to score that a little bit higher. I mean, I'm going to say this is a breakfast beer. This is a beer that you're probably going to drink in the morning. Maybe you don't want to get the Bloody Mary. Maybe you don't want to partake in the mimosa that's flowing. Grab yourself one of these. This is nice and fruity, nice and it'll just kind of like you'll get the orange. I think it's blood orange. You'll get the limes and the grapefruit or whatever. Just very citrusy, wake you up in the morning type. And it's got a little pop of alcohol, so I mean, it'll perk you up right up.
Hey, I don't know how many people we have listening or followers or whatever else, but 30% of these people listening are going to go like, are you saying I can drink this on the way to work? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, if it's in a Yeti.
Yeah. Hey, do not drink and drive.
Yeah, we don't condone that.
But yes, again, we're a competition barbecue team. We barbecue a lot. There's quite a few times where we're up at early mornings of the hour or early hours of the morning, I should say. And then there are times that maybe you partake a little bit during the prepping of the brisket and cooking or whatever. And the next morning, maybe you're not feeling so well. And maybe you need a little pick-me-up. Or maybe you just like Matt. Shout out to Matt. He's got a nice little, I want to say it's like a little German grapefruit beer that he drinks in the mornings every once in a while. On the weekends.
On the way to work.
When we're doing cook-offs.
Yep.
I'll preface that.
When Matt does, Matt drinks on the way to work. I've seen him do it several times. What's your score, James?
I'm going to say in my best Australian accent, because, we're talking about the Wombat combat, or the combat Wombat. I'm going to say maybe a 3.5.
Okay.
That's definitely not higher than what Jan said. You
It's
said a
lower.
little higher, but okay.
But this is a metric scale. This is higher
Okay,
than the,
you're done.
God damn it.
Okay, John.
No, I want to know what his actual score is.
I'm
I got to
kidding,
write
I'm kidding,
this
I'm
into
kidding.
the...
I'm probably going to say about 6. It's delicious.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it wasn't it tastes good. It's just I already gave mine. John.
Yeah, I get it. 4.9. That's not a bad
4.9.
score. That's the
No,
average
no,
score.
No,
I finished it. I finished the rest of it. I'm probably going a solid 7.5.
Okay.
I like this beer. It's actually very good.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah. All right.
But I like sour stuff. So, that's kind of my palate. I guess, you guys are talking about my palate and stuff like that. So, I'm still learning it. But this to me just tastes very well. It tastes good. It tastes, and like you say, like a breakfast beer, I could probably drink this in the morning and be okay with it.
On the way to work. John?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll just echo what you guys all said. Yeah, I could drink it in the morning. I could drink it definitely in the summer. Grapefruit, orange. I did pick up a little bit, like you said, you didn't taste any, but I tasted a little bit of hoppy IPA to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably give it a 6.3. I like
Okay.
it. I like it. I wouldn't drink a lot of them, but I'd drink one to warm me up to something stronger.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's 7.2%. So remember that.
Something that tastes stronger, I guess. 'Cause
Okay.
It doesn't taste very strong. You
Yeah.
drink too many of those, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. And as I think Jan alluded to earlier, we're talking about like maybe a 20
ounce
beer. So these are sold individually. So
Sure, we all drink that together. Like one of those, I don't know. You drink 2 of those.
It's a lot of alcohol. It's a lot of
Primed up
a lot
at
of
that
liquid
point.
to have. It's 40 ounces of liquid.
yeah.
That you're putting down. Who drinks that much? Got me, guys. Got me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got you.
No.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
Can I just make one little suggestion? And I mentioned this to Aldan like this past weekend. I think we were trying probably one of these other beers that we had. And we like to try all these beers and see what they taste like or whatever. When we do this 90-second beer review, I know you're drinking a whole beer. Mm-hmm. I probably maybe one of them every once in a while. I'll get a whole beer, but it's probably maybe 2 or 3 sips, tasting or whatever. To really get a good gauge of how this beer is, probably need to be drinking a whole beer. What do you think about that?
I always try to drink a whole beer.
Yeah.
No, if we're reviewing this, obviously you probably had close to 6 to 8 ounces of it, Aldan, right? I probably had.
Sure.
I think I had two drinks, maybe 3 drinks of it, out of a glass. I don't know how much you had, but John had probably
The
a fair
rest
amount
of it.
right?
The rest of it.
Mind you, we're already drinking beer already.
Yeah. Maybe we should drink like a whole 6-pack of them before we can determine. No, I'm just kidding.
We should probably get drunk off it first.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what we're not doing is the Ridiculous AF. Is that what it's called?
Yes, and we should do that one again. I think we should re-review the Ridiculous AF.
Ridiculous AF. Hey, let me tell you.
It only takes one.
I had I guess it comes in 16-ounce pints, right? I had one Saturday. I was fine until I got, we got to where we were going, right? I was like, dude, I'm kind of drunk. Holy shit. So that thing sneaks up on you. 11 point whatever percent alcohol by volume. That's a potent little beer.
That's substantial, dude. That's substantial.
It is.
In the ways of alcohol.
It's like drinking
as far as
it's like drinking 2
content,
bottles of wine.
Yes. It's a lot of beer. A lot of alcohol content. I don't know if I want to drink a lot of those in one day. You know what I mean?
Boy,
I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, it's just a 1 beer deal.
Yeah. That's 4 beers for me.
It basically is 4 beers.
Well, that's what I want. I want 4 of those, and then I'm not drinking anymore for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to.
Probably not.
All right. Well, Rogue, you guys put on another solid beer. It's for us, it's kind of hit or miss. Some people like it, some people don't. And it's probably going to hold true for people out there that are listening that's going to try it.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. But you know what? I do like the fact that they are consistent with their packaging. I do like the play on words they have. I love their artwork. The beer tasted good. It's just not. It's not a beer that I would want to drink every day or whatever else. I could see how it could be refreshing.
Yeah. Right.
That's why I gave it the score what I did. But I'm not saying 4.9 is a bad score.
Yeah, I wouldn't say any of us disliked it.
If I saw this in a store and it was like hot summer day, I like. Oh, you know what? I'll pick one of the. I'll pick a 20-ounce up. This would be great. So. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that one.
Agreed.
Boom. Hey,
did we just finish
the
90
second beer review?
Did we? That's good.
That was horrible.
We might have to keep that.
I love
one.
it.
That tastes great.
Actually, I think we should just we'll figure that out. That'd be good.
All right, we're lucky enough to be sent a product to review.
Yes.
And it goes by the name of Trompo King.
Trompo King.
Trompo.
Yeah, we want to go into what we did, how the process of this. It's
what we used, how we cooked it, what we cooked on.
The Trompo King, right? I'm saying that right, John?
Trompo, Trompo.
Trompo King, King,
King.
Trompo
Okay.
King. It's kind of a hard word to say, but by looking at the definition of this, trompo means in Spanish means top. So it's a versatile cooking accessory, allows you to versatily stack your meats, creating amazing flavors and juicy outcomes.
Right, stack them up vertically.
So think of this. Think of like a big stainless steel saucer with a lip on it, and then you've got a steak or whatever, a spike going right through the middle of it. You're able to stack your foods on it and grill. And we use this, right? So
yeah.
I don't know. We can go into like what we did and our methods and whatever else, and then maybe go into like versatility and
go into all of what we did. And I mean, this is an honest product review. So let's just go out there and put it out there how we used it. So we used it on our Weber. Really, that's really the only, I guess, method that we could have tried this Trompo King out.
They say it'll fit on a Traeger, but I don't know if it'll fit on the one we have. You might have to have one of the taller ones.
Quite possibly. I don't think it'll fit on mine. Maybe I know
maybe
probably on the Timberline.
Yeah,
we'd probably take
taller.
those racks out and it'd be tall enough to do it. But so basically we decided to try it out on a pork butt, right?
Yeah, bought a pork butt, deboned it, sliced it up real thin, marinated it in something you had.
Dale's.
Yeah, I think it was Dale's.
A little bit of Dale's for about 30 minutes. And then we used some of the rub that, was it you made that, James? Or was that one of the SPG rubs you come up with?
No, it was the Pitmaker White Spice.
Okay, Pitmaker White Spice.
And then a little bit of the Saltgrass 7 seasoning.
We did this, we basically just stacked, right? It was cut like, what was the the thickness you think for
Maybe quarter inch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably quarter inch.
quarter inch
Some
little
onions
steaks
in there.
or whatever. Yep. Alternated onion in between each layer. Put it up there. The one thing that we kind of had a little bit of issue with in the beginning, I think, was trying to figure out what your pit's going to hold, right?
Right.
So we had so it comes with two different steaks. One's a 7-inch steak, and the other one's like a 12-inch.
Yeah, 10 or 12, something like that. Yeah, it's a little taller.
Yeah, so it's a 12-inch or a 7-inch interchangeable spike. The 12-inch would not fit on the Weber. So
Yeah, not
if
the
you're
way
going to
we
go,
were- Yeah.
And that was removing the charcoal grate out and just having it sit flush onto the bottom of the Weber.
yeah. So that was
Still would not fit.
it would not fit.
Right.
Yeah, it was not going to fit. So with the 12-inch spike, now the 7-inch spike, it fits.
Correct.
Right.
So-
we did take out that top grate, though, right? Took out the top grate and set it on the lower grate and put the charcoal around it.
We did. Yep, that's how we
Yes.
had to roll it. Yeah, that's how we rolled with it.
The Jealous Devil.
Jealous Devil charcoal, which definitely burns. It's got a heat to it. And what we did, we kind of stacked the charcoal around, and we lit 4 corners, right? So think of like northeast, south to west. We lit that one spot in each one. But man, that thing got hot quick because
Yeah.
it went to like 470 or something. I was like, holy moly,
Yeah.
we're cooking. So with pork, you got to watch out a little bit, right? What you're cooking, the internal temperature, you want to be at least over 145 degrees. It's now food safe for pork. Is that right?
Yeah, 145, 150, some.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 145.
So
But yeah, we were worried about just scorching the outside and not having the inside done.
right. So we came up with a little marinade for it. Not marinade, but a glaze, right? The glaze that we did, which the glaze it kind of added a little extra zing or extra little pop to it, which
I thought it was great. Yeah.
yeah, wasn't bad. Which I don't know if anyone want to share what that was because I don't know if we'll ever do it again. But it wasn't a bad glaze or anything else. A lot of people actually liked the flavoring after that with that glaze and everything rendering,
Yeah, it caramelized a little bit.
caramelizing. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, that sauce that made the bottom of that thing was freaking phenomenal."
Yeah, it's one of those things where you do it and then you're like, God, that was good. How did we do that?
Right, yeah,
This basically was I guess a mop sauce.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
what
it
it
was
was.
like a
but,
mop, yeah,
but
we
every 30 minutes we just mopped it.
You just mopped it. So it had beer in it. It had a little bit of mustard. I think there's a little Worcestershire.
Did we use the Spaten
We used the Spaten.
Spaten beer that we did last review on, which I thought it added a really great flavor for that. It was a thin sauce. That's kind of what we wanted. We didn't want a thick sauce, so a real thin, just mop sauce.
Correct. Yeah, it was good. It was tasty.
Yeah, definitely. Overall, like easeability, it wasn't that hard. I mean, there was a little bit of process of just dealing with your meat.
Yeah, the hardest part was probably deboning the piece
Yep.
of crap.
Yep. And then we added the onion. We layered the onion in between, which I really thought brought out a little different. The onions were really
Oh,
good.
the onions were phenomenal.
Yeah. So I really liked that. But easeability wise, like you know what to do as soon as you get it. You're like, okay, stack meat, season it, cook
Yeah,
it.
it's
right?
not complicated.
John was saying if we'd have had the damn tortillas,
Oh,
that would have
a
been
game
just
changer.
yeah. It was like, oh my god, we need tortillas right now. We need to cut this, and
Right.
just shave it, put it on, shave it, put it on.
I loved it. I thought the pork came out awesome. Like you said, if we had had some tortillas for tacos, that shit would have disappeared. Everybody would have just ate all of it, which they still ate quite a bit of it,
Yep.
considering how many people were here or whatever. But honestly, I'm anxious to try it on some steak.
Steak would be good.
Yeah.
Even fruit.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be able to stack some different fruits and whatever, grilling pineapples
I'm
and
down to
maybe
try
with your
whatever.
meats as well. Like I think that would be kind of a cool. You're not able to sometimes really stack that stuff. Like you could do kebabs, but it's not the same as
Right, it
cooking a
doesn't
kebab
really
because you're not
meld the
sitting
flavors.
it right on the grill. I mean, you are away from the fire. It's sitting up away. It's not sitting there searing or anything like that. And you're able to control your heat a little bit. You can cook it at a lower temperature and have everything just kind of caramelize and cook at the same time and go. Definitely want to play with this thing again for sure. But easeability wise, dude, it was great.
Yep.
It was great.
Super easy. I think we do need to mess around with this thing a little bit more. I thought there was a few, I guess, cons to the whole thing. And it may just be primarily like user issue, if I could say that. So in the Weber, stacked up, the meat just like stacked up on top of each other. We're like maybe 7 inches, 8 inches tall. We had an issue with the internal temperature of the meat finishing before the outside of the meat was just like burning. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, so I blame that kind of on the northeast southwest version that we started a little section of charcoal in the Jealous Devil in each side. When that caught, it was cooking all four sides of that Trompo King. Now, however, if we just would have started one side of it,
or two sides even,
and then basically just rotated that thing as it was cooking around, right? I think we probably would have.
It was just too hot, is what you're saying.
It was. I think it was just a little too hot. But
maybe.
Even then, like once you cut that first section and went into the slice down, dude, that meat was so tender.
It was super juicy.
It was super, super juicy. Yeah. It really was.
But I guess for me, like the problem that you run into, or the risk that you run into is okay. So this is basically styled over, like, I'm going to say Brazilian, but I could be totally wrong. But it is basically that you go to the Brazilian steakhouses and you have the meat stacked up to where they're just cutting it off skewers, or you go to some of those restaurants where
it's
they
like
have
the
those
Greek food.
They had the Greek where they have the big huge things of
they're
meat.
spinning, they're heating up. You shave a little bit, it keeps cooking.
Shave it off, and you got that little torch that's on the side, and everything's vertical. It's what this thing sort of resembles.
Right. Maybe we should be shaving it off as we go and taking it. I don't know.
But you run the risk of, like, okay, am I going to shave it into like raw pork?
No, so I mean that's why we have the nice thermometers or whatever that tell us the temperatures, and so we gauge this thing the whole time. Some of this, and we do cook a pork butt. A lot of times we'll cook that to a higher temperature, just because it does the way it renders.
That's true.
So this thing reached. It was one night. Was it almost 200 degrees on the outside?
Right. Yeah. So it's safe at
189,
145.
190 on the internal temperature wise. I think if we had to wrap this thing, just had it kind of melt, I think it'd been just tender as the pork butts we normally. The meat itself was pretty juicy.
Right. We did throw some foil over it at one point when
did.
it started to get a little dark.
We did.
Yeah, it was starting to get a little dark on the outside, but the internal temperature was still probably at the not fully cooked pork range.
No, it was all fully cooked pork range. The internal temperature was 189.
No, I'm just curious. Why did we just pull it then? Why did we wrap it in foil?
Because we were we were checking the easeability of how the thermometer pin, right, the ThermoWorks pin, how well it was going in, and we wanted a little softer. It was still, it's like cooking a pork butt, right? At 189, you're not pulling your pork butt, are you? Or is it around 202?
No, I mean, yeah, no, I mean pork butt, no,
Or even your pork steaks.
Yeah.
pork steak, pork.
Yep, pork steaks.
There it is.
I don't remember if it was at 189 or not, but it was at a safe temperature at that point. Because you got to get to 145 to make
Pork
it safe.
steaks. I mean, you can pull it off like 180. You can pull it off at.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how thin it is, you can pull it off at 160.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know. The whole thing was over 180 degrees.
By the time we finished. Mm-hmm. Right, yeah.
Sure was.
Yeah. When we put in foil, it might not have been at 180 yet.
It was like 160, whatever.
But I think it was still at a safe enough temperature to eat, but probably not the tenderness we wanted, which is why we wanted to keep cooking it, which is why we threw the tent over it, the foil tent, and got it up there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so take that.
Suck it.
No, I like it. So look, did you clean this thing? Who cleaned it?
Yes, I cleaned it.
How was that? How was that process? Was it? I was worried about that. I was like, man, this thing's cooking kind of by the coals. Is this thing going to be cleanable? Is this thing going to look like it's?
Yeah, no, everything.
Like you want to put food on it again?
Everything cleaned up nicely. So,
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually like that. I didn't. I was. I saw this like ugh, not it.
Especially that caramelized au jus or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which that's something else. I don't think we would. I think if we'd be off the grate a little bit, I think it would have been a lot better on this. So I do have mixed feelings on this because we had to remove the top grate of the Weber. And it set down on the coal grate.
Right.
Did the coals around it. So the 7-inch spike is still killing us on this Weber. There's probably other cooking methods we could use this with. Yeah, there was a little bit of a difficulty there trying to match it or marry it to what we had. Now, however, did I think it worked out great? I do.
Yeah.
Worked
Definitely
out solid.
do it again.
Worked out solid. Little user trial and error.
Right, there's going to be a learning curve. How'd you like the pork there, Aldan?
I agree with almost everything that y'all said today.
Almost?
Almost everything.
Perfect.
Probably everything.
Nice.
Probably everything. Love it.
And we'll have a little video. I don't know that we did like a full-fledged video, but there's some kind of video.
Was shaving or cutting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finished product and all that. I don't know that we got like a lot of talking throughout it. But
It's funny that we had so my neighbors come over from my street. They'd walk down. They had something like, oh man, it's really good, flavorful. You know, there was so much food being thrown at them when they got here, anyways, right? So they're trying this, they're trying that. Mike's wife was like Tracy goes, she's like, I want to try that other meat. I was like, oh, the pork, I got some over here. She's like, no, I want to try some of that brisket. So James actually cooked a brisket that night as well. So I conned him into letting us peekaboo at it, cut some slices off, which is very awesome for you to do that, James. She loved it. She was like, I need to have Mike come over and cook a brisket with y'all. And we're like, oh yeah, for sure. We'll show him how to do this. She's like, no, I don't want him to really like worry about cooking them. Just see the process. Y'all still cook them. I'm ordering one from y'all. This thing. She goes, this is better than I had it at the cook-off. Our last cook-off they come out to. So that's pretty impressive. I love that. I love that kind of positivity feedback coming back from somebody you know.
Yeah,
So
that's solid. Yeah, it makes you feel good.
it does make you feel good.
sure, it makes Mike feel great. That's probably why he was kicking my ass at CrossFit tonight.
Yeah, right. Was he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mike came over. What was it? This past weekend, he was like, "You know what, James?" Hey, and he wasn't speaking to me directly, but he was to the group per se. And he's like, I came over last week, and nobody was hanging out. Everything was closed up. I was like, and then I went home. I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, God dang, yeah, what?
You got a reputation here.
Right?
That's what you got, man.
Yeah. He obviously made it past Aldan's, and Aldan wasn't up.
Yeah.
Unless
Very
he went over
true.
to Aldan. And then rolled over here. He's like, no. And then he told me, he's like, it's only been one time that I've come over, and y'all haven't been out. That one time I was really disappointed.
It makes
That's
you feel
awesome.
bad.
That's awesome.
Sorry, Mike. All right, so wrapping up the Trompo King review, do we want to, we don't necessarily give grades. We just do reviews or whatever. It's probably something not for everybody. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
No, I think this is for everyone. I think you just have to have a willingness to adapt and figure out how you're going to use this thing.
I would say
you're gonna have to have a way to use it.
Yeah, I would say make sure you've got a grill that is
Correct.
compatible. But if you are a barbecue enthusiast, I would say give this thing a shot.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I can't wait to try it again. I'm kicking my own ass for not having some tortillas that night, because I think it's a cool little
I do too.
thing. Yeah,
I do too. I
It's
think
a cool
this thing. I think it worked out good. I think I'm really wanting to try some different cuts of meat on
Exactly,
there.
yeah.
Different. Even trying to maybe go to like an Indian style of cooking or flavoring, or maybe a Brazilian, or a jerk chicken. Like
Yeah,
I
there's
think you
so
could do a
many
whole lot
things.
of different flavor profiles on this, but also trying to figure out how this best. Like that 12-inch steak, it's not going to work for us. We're not going to be able to use that. So we definitely have to use a 7-inch.
I wonder if that's more for like a big green egg or something. I don't know. I don't know what the height clearance is on those.
It might be. I was just looking a second ago, so it actually might be.
So you said the original Trompo, the 12-inch one, wouldn't fit in the Weber without the grates in it?
No.
Those Webers are
Too big.
tall.
Too big.
Yeah, no.
Really?
Think about this sitting on the bottom grate, 12 inches up.
Yeah.
It just hit the top, but you couldn't put the lid down.
It was close. It was really close.
It was close. It was.
What about like the one that like Alan has? He has that big one, but I don't think it's any taller. I think it's just wider because he has that big ass fucking Weber.
Maybe he's got a
Is
ranch
that
or something.
The 31 inch or the
Yeah, but I don't think it's
20-something inch?
I don't think it's taller though. I think it's just wider.
wider.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So Mason and I work on that one.
All in all, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. I just
agree.
want to test it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to use it again.
Okay. James, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 1 thumbs up.
1 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good for you.
I will eat off it again. So I'll probably give it 2 thumbs up. I will eat off of it again.
Okay.
Maybe until I master it to figure out how it is I'm supposed to use it, then I'll give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's probably like a lot of user error, like not really knowing fully how to operate this thing. But yeah, let's give it another try, see what is up.
Awesome. And remember, we have a video we're going to post, kind of shows you our process, what it looked like, finished product, us cutting. So you will see that. So awesome. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
John, you got a email for us?
I do. Are we not doing the email little jingle promo intro type deal anymore?
What's
email?
no?
No, are we done with that? Okay.
Yeah, we're done with that.
All right, then. In that case, yeah, this is a follow-up from Mason Bowen. This is our friend that, to recap, wanted to come down and cook with us.
Yeah.
Oh, from Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Oklahoma,
learn a little bit
yeah.
about competition. And here's what he says. So just listen to the podcast, and I'm looking on how the competition flows and how y'all organize the comp area and plan the cooks. I'm confident in my rubs, so no worries there, laugh out loud. Meat choices like Compart Duroc ribs, are they mandatory? Wagyu brisket, is it really mandatory to be able to be competitive? I'm going to be a one-man team, so organization, timing, and tidiness, I believe, are going to be key. The soonest competition I'm interested in doing is Wichita Falls, which is actually an IBCA event. It's in March, looks like late March, I believe, and has a backyard category. I think I've answered all of y'all's questions, but if you have any more, just hit me up with another email. Also, I listened to y'all's podcasts about the competitions, the one we did before where we talked like a lot about competition.
Yeah.
Like making lists on everything I use to cook at home, but I still feel like I'd be a fish out of water if I went to one and competed without.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's so if you're a one-man show, I will tell you right now, you're going to have to be super organized, right? I'm not saying we're not organized, but we're not organized. Only because we're able to fall back on another team member on the team and go, hey, gloves, or hey, I need a pan, or I need this, right? So because we are spread out, we do have we've got multiple teams in our team, right? We are kind of a big team. I keep saying the word team, which is weird. But I do think that you see, with that, you do see a little bit being more of an unorganized team. I will say that when we were cooking just with like 2 people, you tend to see a little bit better of a unit because you're be able to forecast and think about what that person needs in front of you or next to you, and you're able to identify that and just help right then. And it's just you and that other person going. If you're just by yourself, it's just you. So you're not relying on anybody else. So I definitely want to say organization is going to be your key for this. Timetables, I mean, you already have that down. I still want you to come down and check out a cookout that we do and our cook-off at Station for the IBCA. It kind of just be around that whole atmosphere. But I worry that you're going to get into this and go, okay, this team is so dysfunctional, or this team is so disorganized, or whatever. And maybe, it probably would be true to an extent, but I think just because at our size, it just doesn't lend well to a one-man show. But I think you should definitely see what it's all about, right? And there's some things you're going to be able to see. I think that when it comes to our timetables, how we prep, how much of an advance we're prepping, those are things that you can definitely pick up on a competition side and go, okay, these guys were ahead of the game by 3 hours, before they had to move forward. So I don't know. What were your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, Mason's asked this question before. It's, and I think you alluded to exactly what we told him last time. It's just if you're on your own, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. We have a big team, and it makes it easier for us. You know what I mean? Or for y'all. I would say, to Mason again, obviously know your times. Have your practices for anything, that, hey, I've got to do brisket or I got to do ribs now. So you have to have your processes in place. You have your times in place. And yet, if you're by yourself, it's going to be harder, obviously. So
I don't know how old Mason is, If he's young,
Don't expect to win.
then he probably has the energy and the stamina to go out there and do a cook-off by himself and do all that and stay up. But a lot of that stuff requires you staying up or getting up super early and then running all day. I mean, it's doable. It is. But it really helps out having a team of maybe another person or 2 people, 3 people. Helps out tremendously. But, yeah, I mean, if he comes here, I mean, he's going to come here and he's going to see a huge, freaking 60-foot RV. I mean, he's going to see a huge RV. We have all the amenities out there and everything is, I mean, so.
Is it normal? You know what I mean? Unless you're.
Not for beginners, no.
Exactly.
It's not normal.
Yes.
I'm not trying to discourage the guy from coming down. I would like him to come down and
for sure.
and check it out, and hopefully we have a good cook-off between now and March. I don't know. I know we have what's the one, Alvin? Mm-hmm. The Alvin, that's probably the one we have it's March, I think. We have that.
Yeah, that
It might be around the same time.
So maybe around the same time. So I hope we have one that we can invite him down to. If not, he may have to go to this one alone and do it, and maybe come down and see one of ours, or heck, I hope it'd be kind of cool if we just showed up to his, right? Do a little road trip.
I mean, I guess we don't know. Is this his first cook-off ever?
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, it sounds like he's never done it before.
Yeah, and really, this is going to be super invaluable to you doing your first cook-off because you're going to learn all this stuff that you don't have, that you do need.
Right. Take some notes.
And exactly. Take notes of what it is and then build upon it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you can do. I mean, you come down and see us all day long. I mean, great. That's fine. And you'll see all this stuff. But until you actually get into the mix, involved, doing these cook-offs.
James is right in that his resources are going to be different, that he's not going to be able to really copy exactly what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't think that either.
But at the same time, I will say, yeah, like Aldan said, it's going to be hard for just one person to pull this off. Not that he can't, but since he's never done it before, and maybe he doesn't have another person because he doesn't have another person that's like a barbecue guru like he is. Bring your wife, bring a buddy, bring somebody that likes to drink beer and hang out. Really, you just need extra hands. You can be the brain and have somebody else, hey, bring me this. Hey, bring me that. You just need extra hands, basically.
Yeah, word. Yeah. I actually got a barbecue. I don't know if it was a barbecue fell. John sent me something here. I heard my phone go off a second ago.
That was an email. That was an email from an avid fan.
Okay.
This is a mega fan. I think they've listened to every episode. He actually texts me today, asks me when the next episode's coming out. Text me. That means they know me.
So this is a barbecue smoke question, and it says, let's see, I'm in need of you fellas' help. I have a family member that rolls into town from time to time and tries to take over the grill smoking duties, who is overly confident in his abilities. He's a part of some competitive smoke team, but I don't know how to tell him maybe he should just leave the grill to me. Your help would be greatly appreciated. Let's see. Seriously, great job so far, guys. And a quick shout out to my favorite brisket grabber, John. That's where he spelled your name the same way. That's Justin Lathrop. Oh, you mother trucker. Okay, so this is obviously this is a spoof. Hey, I think your account got hacked again. So this is Justin Lathrop Tile and Stone Incorporated. It's weird to put a license number down there. We should call this guy. 31331.
That's my brother. Obviously, he thinks I'm the best.
Is that your brother?
That's my brother.
Seriously?
Yes.
That's kind of cool. Okay.
Yeah, he listens to every episode.
Man. Hey, Justin.
He actually is learning some stuff. Like he's figuring it out. He's got a couple of grills, and he's got the brisket figured out and whatnot.
Justin, I could not agree more. I hate it. Especially this guy that floats into town every once in a while, and let me show you how to do this. Let me show what I learned in Texas, and blah, 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 blah. Look, just slap his hand and tell him, look, get your Texas barbecue crap out of my thing. This is California. This is where Justin's from, by the way. And you know what?
This is my house.
This is my house. And you know what, Justin? If you want to call in to us And you know, call into the show one day. That'd be awesome. Maybe next time you come down and visit, we'll get you on here and give us your side. Have John do his side. This will be great. This will be fantastic. Huh, Justin.
Yeah, I think we've done plenty of. There was a couple of episodes where we've gone over the rules. And maybe we need to do a little investigation on rules. Maybe guidelines.
Barbecue etiquette?
Barbecue etiquette. I mean, I know we did a little bit of that in the first couple episodes or whatever it is, but going to another man's house and messing with his grill.
Touching his spatula and his long fork.
Hey, I didn't touch anything that didn't need to be touched.
Okay.
And maybe
not what Justin said.
Maybe they didn't know what they're doing. Maybe they needed a little help.
Yeah, they did. You know? Hey,
but,
he didn't know what a brisket was when I got a hold of him.
But maybe it's just a good judgment, good sound. Just like, hey, if you go over to another man's house, just step back. Just let them do what they do. Let them burn the chicken. Let them just totally ruin the brisket.
No, I'll say he knows what he's doing, especially at this point. Even before this, like before I started cooking with y'all, he would cook me under the table. But as far as like brisket goes and slow smoking and whatnot, I feel confident in saying I've taught him some things.
Nice.
Good. Is he older or younger?
He's older. Yeah.
He's
pretty old. He's like y'all's age. He's pretty old.
I feel like a Lathrop.
I feel like he should have moved to Texas. Maybe you should have stayed a couple of years.
He's like Mr. Hunter. The dude's got like a 4-foot beard, like duck hunting every weekend, like pictures of him. Actually, the koozies we gave away, the Viking decoys, he's part of that little program that we did for our 12 days of Christmas. He's getting into that business there.
Nice.
That's great.
Nice.
Al, in case you missed that, Justin Lathrop emailed in to us, which is John's brother.
Okay.
It was basically saying how he hates when his brother shows up and tries to take over a grill. He really thinks he should take a step back and watch how California does their thing.
That sounds like a very Californian thing to say.
Hey, I don't know, man. Somebody shows up at your house, tries to work your grill. What are you going to say? I know what you say. You pull a shotgun out, start blowing holes in cabinets. I got you.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Warning shot.
Yeah. Next one's not a warning, so do the math.
Shit, this thing's loaded. Safety's not on.
Yeah, I'll pull a trigger to find out. Yep, that's not loaded. Yep, that is loaded.
Oh, that safety was not on.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think my ears are still ringing today from that.
Yeah, I'm
Probably
pretty
not,
sure.
but it's pretty loud inside.
Alan's in close court battles with himself.
All right, guys, let's go into the barbecue fails. I got a barbecue fail sent to us by a friend of a friend. This is a gentleman that owns Back Porch Barbecue in LaGrange, Texas. I met the guy once, and he's super nice guy, and he's extended his invitation to us if we want to go to the restaurant and,
Back Porch.
Yep, and check out all the ins and outs of the barbecue restaurant, and get up with him in the morning and check out how he does the cooking and what he cooks on. And he mentioned he had several little offset smokers and all that type of stuff.
So he's cooking on multiple devices. Okay.
Correct.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, one of these episodes, I think we might do like a live episode, not live episode, but do a
On-site
episode. I think it'd be cool just get that experience of what he goes through daily. I mean, I'm sure that dude just sits there and grinds it out. And
right.
does
Cooking in
all
a
that.
restaurant's probably a little different than
Backyard
competition,
or competition.
yeah.
He mentioned to me, I think his dad was into competition barbecue, and I think that got him into doing a little bit of the cooking, and then ultimately led to him doing this barbecue restaurant.
What's his name? I don't think you said it.
It's Derrrick.
Derrrick
from Back Porch Barbecue. He said that they got an honorable mention from, I believe it's Texas Monthly, on the ranking.
Oh, the 50 best barbecue in Texas or
They
whatever?
didn't make top 50, but they got like an honorable mention. And
Good for him.
Yeah,
That is good.
that's freaking
fantastic.
fantastic
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay, so he sent two. One of them was kind of a small one, and the other one is a little long. I'll try to read it as best I can. We'll go right off the bat, and we'll go. Okay, so one time I pulled off the pit 10 racks of perfectly cooked ribs, and he's like, in my humble opinion, baby back ribs. I tripped walking into the back door of the restaurant, and ribs flew all over the place.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Back porch barbecue has got a different meaning right there.
Right?
He said, followed shortly by a bunch of cuss words. Laugh out loud.
10 racks. That's a lot of
They didn't have ribs
That's a lot
that
of
day.
cooking.
That's money flying all over the
That
place.
sucks, man.
They
Did not
did not
have
have
ribs.
ribs that day.
That sucks.
We all drop stuff every once in a while. I mean, it happens. I mean, it is what it is. It's no big deal. Another was I decided I would try the whole hot and fast brisket thing. Seems to be a trend that's going around.
Yeah.
In hindsight, the problem, he had been a low and slow type guy for quite some time with his pit. And he said, don't get me wrong. He's like, I clean my pit every week, like religiously. But there's grease coating everything, everywhere, all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So no matter how you clean it, there's still going to be grease there. So he's like, anyways, I started my offset pit like I would normally do, but I had a little bit more wood. He's like, I just started pouring on the wood. It's like, I mean, I had a raging fire.
Inferno.
Yeah. He said, so I get it hot. He's like, after a couple hours, it was reading about 350 or so. He's like, he put 6 briskets on. He's like,
That is not how you test a new method.
he's like, this is going to be awesome.
6, right? Can't do it with one. No. Let's put 6 on there.
Yeah.
It's fine.
How many can we fit?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, this is going to be awesome, right? He's like, get everything done faster, all the trendy stuff and all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I come back 10 minutes later to check things, and the pit is pegged out. Like, it's maxed at 500 plus degrees. He's like, white smoke is billowing out of the smokestack.
Yep.
Yeah. That's not clean smoke.
Somebody's got a fire.
Yeah, he's like, I'm thinking, what the f? So I opened up the pit to look at the meat, and he says, "Have you ever seen the movie Backdraft?"
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. That's horrible.
That's not good.
Oh, that's horrible.
As soon as he opens up the door, a humongous fireball comes flowing out. Just
Oh, that's gross.
yeah,
No, that's not
Dude, that's,
good.
man, it's not like catch your building on fire or
Does
something.
he
You know
still
what I mean?
have eyebrows?
right.
Yeah.
He's like, I got the door open. He's like, after the fireball is like, he's able to survey what's going on. He's like, everything is on fire.
Brisket's on fire.
Brisket's
Grates on fire. The
grate's
metal's
on fire.
Metal's
the
burning. Yeah.
Metal's on
That's-
fire.
yeah, that's one way to build a
Everything
bark.
is on fire. He's like, I mean, there was really nothing that he could do. And he made a joke, is like, after I made sure that my eyebrows were still intact or whatever, he shut the door down, closed the baffles off, closed everything out. I mean, that's the only thing you could do, just
Right.
to
Choke
Snuff
it
the
out.
fire. Yeah.
choke out all the oxygen. So he's like, I closed the back door, closed off all the air inlet.
Inlet.
Inlets?
Read much?
Inlets?
Yeah, I closed the door, closed off all the air inlets and outlets to choke out the fire. It's like, it took a while before I could open up the pit without causing a huge flare up, but eventually it cooled down and I got it under control. But yet the briskets didn't survive. But I definitely learned a lesson that day. I'm not cut out for the hot and fast life.
That's a tough lesson. 6 briskets.
That's an expensive lesson.
Hey, like how many briskets per cow?
2 briskets.
Yeah, that's 3 cows. You
3
just
cows.
Massacred.
They massacred, burnt. It's kind of funny. I look at meat like that now. I used to not look at meat like that way, but I do now. But man, that's a big lesson, and that stinks because I mean that's your money, that's your time, that's your barbecue pit. You know, I'm not saying I've never had a fire start or anything else because I have. But
Yeah, I've had some bonfires.
yeah, I mean sometimes it's just inevitable. But I mean it's low and slow for a reason. I know like the Myra Mixons and the guys that cook. Some of their methods are like 350 for 1 hour. They pull off. They drop it down to 245 or 250. It goes to that temperature for 6 hours, 8 hours, and it's done. So there's definitely a method to their madness, how they do that. I mean, James and I have probably cooked some really quick briskets. John, I know you cooked a really quick brisket. Aldan, I know you cooked a really quick brisket.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's man, that stinks. Dash dang.
Yeah.
That sucks. And Derrrick, we really do appreciate you sharing that. There's not a lot of people out there that probably, especially owning a barbecue restaurant or whatever, that would probably share that type of information. But
That's what I was going to say. Like, it just goes to show you that even like an expert, because this guy is clearly an expert.
Knows what he's
Everybody
doing.
does.
Yeah.
everybody fails.
Makes mistakes.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say that's not even that's a trial and error, trying something new, whatever else.
That's a learning.
I went to a restaurant in Houston. Brisket came out. It was solid white, and it wasn't because it was painted or had some white sauce on it. It was solid white because they had boiled it in a big vat, a
does
big
sound
pot. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life.
They were trying something new.
They were trying something new, probably. Hopefully, that's what their excuse was that day.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, I'm anxious to go to this back porch and try it.
I am too, man.
Don't they have like
I am
some kind of
too.
sandwich or something that's like their
signature.
Yeah, that's just like got like every kind of meat on it you can think of. That's just supposed to be like.
I think so. I think
ridiculous.
it's like a brisket sandwich that has the pork and
right
just everything,
sausage
just
and all kinds of
piled
shit on
top
it.
of
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to try it.
That, and also you said he had some killer prime rib that he brought over.
Oh, dude, he hooked it up. We were over at a buddy's house, and he hooked up the prime rib. And I don't know if this is something that he offers at the barbecue restaurant or if he does catering on the side or whatever. But so he brought it over, and I'm super thankful for him because I'm at this New Year's Eve party, and they bust out the cheese fondue and the chocolate fountain.
So James doesn't
Everything
eat
was
cheese.
right.
He doesn't do any.
I don't do
lactose.
cheese. Instant diarrhea. So they bust out the cheese. Everything is just dippable into cheese or dippable into chocolate. And I'm like,
Diarrhea fountain.
where's the meat at?
I'm carnivore. I'm hungry.
Bread? I mean, well, they had bread. They had a pound cake. They had that you can dip in the chocolate. They had bread that you can dip in the cheese and all stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I'm like, where the meat at?
Yeah, sorry, I'm still hungry.
Yeah. Our good friend, she's like, well, I put some taquitos. Put some taquitos in for you. I'm like, okay, well, good. I mean, I'll eat those. I mean, cool. I need something to soak up a little bit of the alcohol that I'm drinking. So I was like, I'll eat some of the taquitos. Yeah, great, fantastic. Well, everybody gets there. The whole party's just going. Everything's whatever. The tray of taquitos come out, and I'm eating a couple or whatever. And then I just noticed just hands just grabbing everywhere. Like
Those are my taquitos.
Kids coming up just grabbing taquitos. Adults coming over here just grabbing taquitos. I'm like, bro, you need to stick to the cheese fountain over there. Okay, these are mine.
It's got your name on it.
Yeah, these are mine. These are what I'm going to survive on.
Yeah.
This night.
So
Derrrick and his wife Corinne, I think, showed up with a prime rib that was phenomenal. Yeah, he had like homemade horseradish sauce with a beef au jus that went along with it. Some King's Hawaiian rolls.
Those are the best.
And honestly, I had the steak and I didn't even use the au jus or the horseradish. I just steak and roll. It was money.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Props to Derrrick and over Back Porch Barbecue. Well, I think it was another phenomenal episode of Grabbing the Brisket.
I mean, can I say something real quick? We don't like when we cut each other off, and I just want to let you know that I do think this is
I think this has been a great episode, and I just want to say thank you for listening.
Can I say something, John? No, I'm just kidding, guys. Hey, thank y'all. It's been great. So, James.
Yeah, we definitely do appreciate it. One small little favor that I can ask for people out there, whether you're listening on iTunes or iHeartRadio or Spotify, click the subscribe, the stars, rate it, drop us a little comment or whatever. I mean, it really takes like seconds, but it really just helps us out in the long run.
Not to mention, we want the feedback.
Yeah, and if we get a kick-ass review, we will share it.
Yeah, if we get a negative review, we promise to dump you. So
Right, we will share that too and call you an asshole.
Alden?
I agree with everything you guys just said.
That's so weird. Okay, Alden agrees. I love it. Okay.
I like Derrrick. He's a solid dude. I've never met him, but I think he's going to be solid when I do meet him.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right.
Peace.
We out.
Just grab them in the brisket.